It's Black Social TV and Dennis the Business, the only man behind this mic at around this time. Do click subscribe and I thank you all for sticking with me for all this long. Now, we're talking Kanye West, we're talking his faith, we're talking his regrets, we're talking his comments. But hey, do make sure you follow Dennis the Business on all social platforms because I have something new for you. Now, Kanye West's comments might be regrettable, but let's agree to disagree. Kanye West is opening up about his faith. Call him the Jesus is King rapper. You all know he's 42 years of age. He's not out of his mind. The guy stopped by Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church that is in Houston, Texas. That was a Sunday, where he spoke a little about his spiritual journey. This is what he said. I know that God's been calling me for a long time, and the devil's been distracting me for a long time. Kanye said while standing with a pastor in Osteen's mega church. He continued to say, when I was in my lowest points, God was there with me and sending me visions and inspiring me. And I remember sitting in a hospital at UCLA after having a mental breakdown. And there is a documentation of me drawing a church and wanting to start a church in the middle of Calabasas. He added, referring to his 2016 hospitalization during his Saint Pablo tour. Now, Kanye West's 2016 hospitalization was not easy as well. You all remember that he had been discharged from UCLA where he was being treated since around November 21st. It was back in 2016. And this time round, Kanye West was about 39. He was hospitalized for exhaustion and sleep deprivation shortly after he canceled the remaining dates of his Saint Pablo tour and remained there over the Thanksgiving holiday. The thing was, he went to the hospital at will under the advice of his physician. And it wasn't an easy time for Kanye. Now, for those years, Kanye West's outspoken manner and conduct had become nearly as famous as his chart-topping records. He says that this has been going on for years. One of the media guys, echoed. Now, in the past, when Kanye seemed to struggle, no one took it seriously. Now, the attitude was more like it was just Kanye being Kanye, the controversial Kanye that we all know. But after going through a few rough days, that time I remember there was an extract that said eventually things will go back to normal. This time is much different. Now, in addition to the usual rigors of touring life, the source points out also to the absence of Kim Kardashian West was recovering from an armed robbery back in Paris, all remember, and that may have contributed to her husband's recent breakdown. Yeah. So when we see Kanye West opening up about his faith, we're seeing a rap album fully gospel and all. I'm starting to think that Kanye West, Mr. Yeezy, Mr. Jesus is King, might regret his words sometime to come. Now, furthermore, Kanye West, after the service concluded that He sat down obviously with the pastor Joel Osteen, and they had a word. But before, Kanye West told the congregation how Osteen has inspired him to be positive. He said that when you remove the fear and love of God, you create the fear and love of everything else. He began before shifting to a more positive note. Reinstate the fear and love of God and eliminate the fear and love of everything else. He said he learned to be positive in his faith from Osteen. Kanye West spoke about how he feels many producers, musicians, artists, and designers, plus business people aren't working towards their faith. Kanye West said the greatest artist that God ever created is now working for him. Said Kanye, obviously referring to himself. He said that I'm here in the service to God. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now, on a humble note, West said the only superstar is Jesus, but that's not all Kanye West will be doing at church on Sunday. Later in the evening, West will hold obviously his own Sunday service at Lakewood. The free tickets, which became available on Sunday, sold out in less than 15 minutes. I mean, free tickets. Now, this visit stems from a personal invite from Osteen back in October 25th. Wow. You all remember Kanye West released the gospel album last month entitled Jesus is King. And now he drops out his faith to Joel Osteen. He says the only superstar is Jesus. And Kanye said he's the greatest artist God has ever created. Don't you think Kanye West one day will regret his comments? I'm Dennis the Business. This is Black Social TV. Do click subscribe and follow Dennis the Business on all social platforms. We are like inspired. Get down to the description below, click that link and get yourself some chill lo-fi hip-hop beats for free. I'm out. Thanks for watching.